Oh, you started already? Okay, so today for this lesson we're doing 2.2. So you're going to need the Stepping Stones student journal pages. This is a pretty interesting lesson as far as what comes out of it. So it's okay whatever comes out of it. So you're going to need page 25. It looks like this. It's got all these dominoes. You just cut out the dominoes with your student. This one, I definitely recommend doing the cutting out first before you try to get into the gluing part. You can do the cutting out before you even have the students watch the video. And that way you have a big stack of dominoes. And then you're also going to need page 27. Up here in the top, it says 2.2b. It's just a track for the dominoes, and this will make a little bit more sense once we show a little bit of the lesson as to what they're going to be doing during this page, and I'll talk about it a little bit at the end. So for the first part of this lesson, we need to do a little bit of, so this is the part where, for the students, we need to do a little bit of counting, and we're just going to try to think of what numbers we've learned so far. We've learned up to 10. We've worked all the way up to 10. But because I would like a little bit of help with my thing, I've asked my friend Carl the Crocodile to help us out. So let's see if Carl the Crocodile will help us out. I'm gonna go see if he's ready. If you guys wanna go ahead and just look up at the board, review 6 through 10 and think about what those numbers are. Look at the numbers and see how many dots each one would get. While Carl the Crocodile gets ready.
All right, here's the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the 7. See if you can count those. Did you count 7 dots? Good job. See if you can figure out what that number is.
Carl the Crocodile, and I'm here to do a little bit of counting with you all. Please join me in doing a little bit of counting today. Let me see if I got something in my little lake here. Whoosh. All right, I found a little something. What do I got here? I'm gonna put it in my bucket. Whoop. 1. 2 things in my bucket. 3 things in my bucket. Are you counting along with me at home? Woo! I missed. Maybe we won't count that one. 4 things in my bucket. Yeah. 5 things in my bucket. 6 things in my bucket. Missed that one too. You won't count that one. Yeah. 7 things in my bucket. And 8 things in my bucket. I forgot what I just said. What was the last number that we counted in my bucket? Do you remember? Do you remember? I remembered 8. 8 was the last thing I counted out of my bucket. Let's check.
Pause there.
Oh, did you figure out how many we have? All right, we gotta count these back out and double check and make sure that we have 8. So for this, I'm gonna ask my friend, Mr. McCardle, to come out and pull the things out of the bucket and count them because Mr. McCardle has opposable thumbs. Mr. McCardle, will you come out of my lake and come help me out? Here, I'll help you.
What? I was taking a nap. Okay, I'll count them out, I guess. Let's see here. What do we got in here? Okay, he said that there was 8. Let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, there were 8 things in there. You better come up here and tell them good job for counting them out. Whoop. Oh, good job, everybody. I'm glad you remembered how many there were in there. Without even trying to think about it. You just said 8. Good job. And thank you, Mr. McCardle, for counting those out with your opposable thumbs. I gotta get me some of them opposable thumbs. Okay, so for today's work, you're going to do a little bit of putting numbers together with pictures of what those numbers would look like if they were just things. So you're going to be doing a game called, it's a version of a game called Dominoes. And your dominoes are going to look like those little purple things that you cut out with your parents or whoever's helping you out with your work. And you're going to have to find the pictures that match up. So what we're going to do with those, I'm going to draw you a little domino. So this is like those little purple things that you cut out of your work. And on those, they're going to look something like this. So you're going to have a number or a numeral, and you're going to have some dots. Okay? And to play this game, you're going to need to find something that matches this, either the number or the dots that you have on those little purple things. So you start with one of them. I'm going to start with this one. So let's say I look around in my little purple dominoes and I try to find something that looks like this, and I find one that's the same size and it's got 2 things on it, 2 numbers on it. But because I'm matching it up with this right here, I need to find something that is a 1, 2, 3. So I need to find the number 3. So I'm looking for something that looks like that. That's the number 3. So while you're playing this game, you're looking for a 3 so you can match it up with the dots. And when you find that one that has a 3, it's going to have another set of dots next to it. Let's say on our domino we had one that had a 3 here and then this number right here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4. And then we're going to look for another domino to match. And we're going to look for something that matches this number. So we're not going to be able to put, we're only going to be able to put something that is a 4. Okay? It's got to match up. So over here in Mr. McCardle's room of craziness, I've made gigantic dominoes. So I'm going to show you how I play it, and then I'm going to turn you guys loose. So let's say these desks are our big purple dominoes that we have, okay? So I'm going to start with this one right here. This is my first domino. So will you guys check this out? Look at what I have on my domino. See, check your brain and think about what you know about numbers and what they look like. This one right here, this is the number 1. This is the number 1, that's right. Over here, I don't know what this is exactly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count what this is. So I can use my brain and what I've learned already to make sure I know what this is, because I need to find the domino that matches. So I'm going to touch count each one. 1, 2, 3. So I've got 3 dots over here. So this domino is a 1 on one side and the number 3 on the other. Now, I need to look at all my dominoes here to see if I can't find a 3. Can you find a 3? I'm not a 3. Why are you looking at me? Look at the dominoes. Did you see this one? Did you say this one? If you did, you are correct. This is the number 3. So, Mr. Ricardo's going to take his dominoes and he's going to line up his 3s. Now, come on over here, check this out. We're going to check it and make sure it's right before we move on because I got to have a match. So this was 1, 2, 3. I counted them. I put up my fingers. I said, that's 1, 2, 3. That's a 3 for sure. Is this a 3? If you checked your brain and you said, yes, I know what a 3 looks like. Of course that's a 3. You are correct. These are both 3s. They match. So this is good. We are set for now. Now we need to find out what this is so we can find a match for it. But how do we find a match for it? Well, we got to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how we draw 4. But there's a bunch of other different ways to draw 4. Let's see if we can find it in our dominoes. Come on. See if you can find 4. These don't have anything on them, so we're going to get them out of the way. Find it. Did you say this one? Good. Come on, let's use it. Ta-da! All right. So we're just checking to see if these match. If they match, we can use this domino. This one we know is 4. Is this the number 4? If you said, yes, this is the number 4, you are correct. If you said, Mr. McCardle, it looks kind of like a chair, you're probably sitting upside down. It's also the number 4. Now we need to know what this is so we can find a match for it. Well, we've counted every other time, so let's try counting this one to see how many are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6. We have 6 dots here. Over in our dominoes, we've got a 6 somewhere. I know we do. Where is it? Let's see. Is this a 6? No, that's not a 6. Is this a 6? This is a 6. I made a 6 here with a special line underneath it because to show us that it's a 6 and not a 9, you put a line underneath to make sure that you know that this is the bottom. For a 6, it is a round part and a little hat coming up the top. So this is definitely a 6. We're going to add it to our dominoes. Ooh. And for this one, I'm going to match it up like that. Because in your little book, you're going to have to change directions. So I've got a 6 right here. It matches up with this 6, 6 and 6. That is a good match. Now we need to find out what this is. We've counted every other one. Let's count this one. You don't even have to go this high in this homework, so this is going to be like bonus material. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 dots right here, and we have got a great problem, and that is that we do not have an 8 yet. Let's go find it. Come on over here and let's see what we got. Look for the 8. Do you see the 8? There's a couple different ones that might be close. I don't know. Which one is it? Which one do you think it is? All right, I see it. Let's see if you can see it. Get the same one I do. This is my 8. I know. So what I did was I matched up my 8, and hopefully you can see it. And I matched up the 8 dots that I had. So while you're playing your dominoes game, after you cut them out, it's your job to make sure that your dominoes match. You can't put these together like this because they're different mounts. So I've got 8 here, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So would 8 and 7 be the same thing? They're not the same thing, so I can't do that. I know that this is 7, so I need to come over to my dominoes and find a 7. If I put this right here, do I have a 7? Nope, sure don't. That's the number 2, so this domino can't go right here. But I can use this one. It's got a 7 on it. There we go. So that is your job. You're supposed to take your little book here. Take all your little dominoes, and you're gonna find the right ones to fill this up. Let's look at our little domino right here. So I've got 4 dots and the number 1. So I'm gonna look for a domino that has a 1 dot over here, and that's gonna go right there. And then you're going to glue them all in place. You are gonna have extra dominoes, so when you have all these cut out, before you glue them down, you might want to just put them all in place here, make sure they match, snap a little picture to send to your teacher of what you did on the page before you glue them down, in case you need to fix them and put them back in the right order. So that's going to be this particular lesson. Hope you enjoyed matching quantities to numerals. Have a good day.